the English Telecourse for Teachers. I'm your host, May Fernandez Legaspi. In the previous episode, we took up appreciative listening. We said that this type of listening should be developed among learners and that our learners should be aware of the elements of sound such as tempo, rhythm, rhyme, and tone color. These are the very elements which enable learners to appreciate the things they listen to. In today's episode, we shall take up the stage-by-stage approach, which lends itself strongly to the development of listening skills. This approach will be shown to you in a full-blown lesson, which consists of 3 parts: pre-listening, while listening, and post-listening. If you recall in our previous episode, we took up 2 approaches to develop listening skills, and these were the whole text repeated approach and the sectional approach. We said that the whole text repeated approach was meant for short texts, and the sectional approach catered to long texts. The stage-by-stage approach, on the other hand, caters to both short and long texts. We will know more about this approach after a few reminders. Stay there. Welcome once again. We said earlier that the sectional approach would cater to both short and long texts. This approach enables learners to acquire transcoding skills. We will show you how this is done in a full-blown lesson. But before that, let me take you to the classroom where you will see the teacher conducting a pre-listening activity.
Class, look at this web. Is it the same as the one you have on your paper?
Yes, ma'am.
How do we call this figure? Yes, Philip.
This figure is called a web, ma'am.
Good. It is called a web. Now, Judith, what insect makes or spins a web?
The insect that makes or spins a web is a spider, ma'am.
That's right. A spider indeed makes or spins a web. Do you know, class, that we too can make our own webs? However, it's not the kind of web like the gauzy thread kind. It's more of a web of words. Yes, Pedro, you were raising your hand.
I was just wondering, ma'am, what kind of web is a web of words and how can you make one?
The answer is by doing it yourself. So, Pedro, come over and kindly post this on the circle here on this figure. And class, please write down the word that Pedro is posting on the board right now. Has everybody finished writing down the word earth in the circle?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Pedro. You may now sit down. Class, what you are to do this time is to write down as many words as possible describing the earth here on the lines of the web. Like, for instance, yes, Fanny.
Any words, ma'am?
Yes, you can write down as many words as you can that you can associate with the planet Earth. Like, for instance, the word planet, or perhaps the word blue. Okay? After you have written down as many words as possible, find your own partner and then share with your partner your list. And then explain to him or to her why you wrote down the words that you did. And then tell him why you wrote down words that cannot be found in his or her list. Okay? Alright? Let's all begin.
This episode is getting exciting, isn't it? What did we see in the first part of the lesson? You're correct. That was the pre-listening activity. This activity usually has the following purposes. First, to activate the schema or background knowledge of students about the new lesson. Second, to set the right atmosphere or the right mood. Please refer to your Teaching Support Manual or TSM for other samples of pre-listening activities. Let's see how the teacher continues with the lesson. But before that, let's pause for a short break. Please don't go away. Are you ready to watch the rest of the lesson? Come and join me in the classroom once again. Let's find out what Pedro and Fanny seem to be discussing.
Look, you have both the words green and beautiful.
You have the word round, but I have sphere. Which word is more correct?
They are synonymous, but you don't have the word polluted. I think you should add that to your web words.
You're right with that word. I can almost smell the uncollected garbage in our street.
I agree with that.
Did you feel the importance of the pre-listening activities that classroom scene? You must have observed how the teacher integrated this activity with speaking. How did she do this? Let's go back to the classroom scene.
After you have written down as many words as possible, find your own partner and then share with your partner your list. And then explain to him or to her why you wrote down the words that you did. And then tell him why you wrote down words that cannot be found in his or her list. Okay? Alright? Let's all begin.
Apparently, the teacher made Fanny and Pedro do a lot of speaking. She made them answer questions and discuss things on their own in order to arrive at certain decisions. Let's look at the last part of the pre-listening activity and find out what the students will do next.
Alright class, can I ask for 4 volunteers to post their web of words on the board? Yes, how about Pat, Danica, Phoebe, and Eric? Kindly come forward and post your works on the board. Okay, thank you. The classmates have written down several words like clear, beautiful, green, ozone depletion, amazing. Very good, class. You have generated a lot of words describing the earth. It's very good.
The students did a good job, didn't they? Remember, the pre-listening activity prepares students for the succeeding parts of the lesson. It can be done by conducting speaking, reading, and even writing activities. Let's go back to the classroom and see how the teacher conducts another pre-listening activity.
Okay, class. Before we proceed with today's major lesson, we will first play a game. This is how it goes. I'm going to say a word, and then you are going to tell me the first word that comes to your mind upon hearing it. Okay? Let's have one example. For instance, the word is garbage. Okay, everyone's raising their hands. Yes, Ray.
Sickness.
Very good. Class, did you get that?
Yes, ma'am.
Remember, class, each of you will have to say a word that you associate with the word I'm going to say. Are you ready?
Yes, we are, ma'am.
Okay, other words, how about logging? What first comes to your mind? Yes? Vincent?
Illegal.
Illegal. Smoking. Rhea? Death. Death? Very good. How about the word ozone? Who can answer that? Yes, Jane? Layer. Very good.
What do you think was the teacher aiming at? Yes, you're correct. She wanted the students to bring in their own experiences on the issue Saving Mother Earth. She was preparing the class for the other activities in the lesson. Let's go back to the classroom and see how the teacher processes the answers of the students.
Class, let's go back to your answers so that we can process them. Isn't it, Ray, a while ago you told me the word sickness for associating it with the word garbage. Now, why did you say that?
Ma'am, people can get sick because of the garbage around them. In fact, many have become victims of this problem.
You're right about that, Ray. Now, what about you, Vincent? Isn't it that you gave the word illegal for logging? Why did you say that?
Ma'am, because illegal logging has been responsible for floods and deaths due to floods.
Now, Rhea, what about the word smoking? Isn't it that a while ago you told me that the word is death? You associate it with the smoking. Why is it so?
Yes, ma'am, death with smoking. Because a smoker is prone to respiratory diseases and even cancer. He could be responsible for the deaths of the passive smoker.
Very good, Rhea. Now, what about the word ozone? What did you associate this with? Jane?
Ma'am, layer.
And why is it so?
It is because of people's carelessness that the ozone layer has become thinner and thinner. We can be victims of skin cancer if the ozone layer is not that thick anymore to cover the rays of the sun.
Okay, Jane, that was very good. Class, your answers were all good. I'm very proud of you.
Did you notice how the teacher processed the students' answers? She had to ask a lot of questions which could develop critical listening skills. Let's move on to the listening proper of the lesson. Here, you'll see the application of the stage-by-stage approach, which presents the listening text in 3 stages. The stage-by-stage approach consists of the 3 stages. They are Stage 1, the presentation of the summary text. Stage 2, the presentation of the extended version. Stage 3, the presentation of the full-blown version. Let's watch Nika and her students in the classroom as they go through Stage 1.
Class, today you are going to listen to a passage. And as you listen to it, try to answer the questions written in your worksheets. Are you ready with your worksheets?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let us now read the questions aloud. Kevin, kindly read the first question.
What is the topic of the passage?
Okay, now what about question number 2? Yes, Eric.
What claims are made about the topic?
And question number 3, how about Phoebe?
What key points are cited to support the claims made?
Now the last one. And the other hand, yes, Pat.
What expressions were used to signal those key points?
What do you think was the purpose of that activity? You're correct. The teacher wanted her students to focus on certain items by providing them with a set of questions. Eventually, the answers to these questions will make the students come up with a summary of the selection. Be sure that this set of questions is written in a worksheet, which will look like this. What again are these questions for? We'll give the answer to this question after a few reminders. Stay tuned! Okay, what did we say were those questions for? We said that those questions would make students focus on the following points. First, the main topic. Second, claims made about the main topic. 3, key points to support the claims about the main topic. 4, expressions used to signal the key points. Let's go back to the classroom and see the rest of the lesson.
Class, I would like you to listen to the text very carefully so that you can identify the answers to the questions that you cited earlier. Okay, bring out your worksheets and be sure to answer the questions on your worksheet. Okay? Are you ready, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, here we go.
Just like you, the planet Earth needs to stay in good health in order to function at its best. Without good health, the Earth wouldn't be able to do good things for us. Sadly, some of the things we do make the Earth sick. As a result, we have to do something to save the Earth. How can we do that? What exactly shall we do? First, we have to be familiar with the specific environmental problems. Next, we must understand what causes them. Then we should know the bad effects to man. Finally, we must see what problems are related so we can find some solutions.
There. Okay, class, let's see if you're able to hear the answers to those questions. Roy, kindly read the first question.
What is the topic of the passage? The topic of the passage, ma'am, is the Earth.
Thank you, Roy. Well, class, do you agree with Roy that the main topic of the passage is about the planet Earth?
Yes, ma'am.
For the next question then. Yes, Danica?
What claims are made about the topic? Mom, I think one claim about the topic is that the Earth is sick.
That's a good observation, Danica. Any other claims? Yes, okay, we'll have Jenny first and then Philip.
Ma'am, another claim could be that everyone is affected because of the environmental destruction.
Okay, Philip?
And the most important thing, ma'am, is that we have to save the Earth.
Good. Now how about the third question? Hey, I'm seeing the same hands. Yes. Lisa, you seem to be very busy there writing down something. What is it?
Ma'am, I've been writing some key points to claim the main idea. They are: be familiar with environmental problems. 2. Understand what caused them. 3. Know the bad effects. And the 4th, find common solution.
Very good. Did everyone get the same answers?
Yes, ma'am.
Pedro, did you hear the expressions used to signal those key points?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And would you like to read them?
They were first, next, then, and finally, ma'am.
What we saw was a stage 1 of the stage-by-stage approach. What activities did the teacher conduct in stage 1? She did the following. First, she made the students read the questions so that they could focus on what to look for as they listened to the text. Second, she made them listen to the summary text. Third, she made them answer the questions. We shall now move on to stage 2, where the expanded version of the text is presented. It is in this stage when students are asked to fill in a tree diagram. It is understood that the class has already studied different information maps, like the tree diagram, in their previous lessons. The tree diagram serves as a thought organizer of short and long texts. It develops the students' transcoding skills. It also enables students to extract information from the text in the form of enumeration and exemplification. Let's return to the class for stage 2.
Class, this time we will hear the expanded version of the text. I would like you to listen to it very carefully, and as you listen to it, try to identify the expanded parts of the passage by completing the tree diagram. Notice, class, that some of the boxes have already been filled in. These boxes will help you identify the other missing items. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's play the tape.
Just like you, the planet Earth needs to stay in good health in order to function at its best. Without good health, the Earth wouldn't be able to do good things for us. Sadly, some of the things we do make this Earth sick. As a result, all of us are affected. We have to do something to save the earth. How can we do that? What exactly shall we do? First, we have to be familiar with the specific environmental problems. They are as follows: the greenhouse effect, the holes in the ozone layer, air pollution, and water pollution. Next, we must understand what causes them. The greenhouse effect is created by gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, nitrogen oxide, and chlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs. They build up and pollute the atmosphere. Why are there holes in the ozone layer? The culprit is the same chemical which causes the greenhouse effect. They're called chlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs. Air pollution is created by the following chemicals: sulfur, ammonia, and nitrogen oxide. These air pollutants mix with rain as they fall to earth as acid rain. Thus, the same pollutants also cause water pollution. In addition, poor waste disposal also pollutes water.
Let's try to analyze what we've just seen. How did the teacher conduct stage 2? She made the students listen to an expanded text, and as they listened, she made them fill in the missing items in the tree diagram. How do we call the listening activity being responded to while students are listening to the text? Yes, we call it a while listening activity. Remember, a while listening activity, as the name implies, is done when students are made to do a task while they listen to a given stimulus. Let's go back to the classroom and see the answers of the students in the tree diagram.
Okay, class, are you done with your tree diagrams?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I have a volunteer who can show us a completed tree diagram? Yes, Philip? Kindly show your tree diagram to your classmates. Class, so that you can be able to see that more clearly, Philip, kindly come forward and post these items on the board to complete the tree diagram.
Thank you, Philip.
Are Philip's answers correct, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Let us go back to my earlier question. How was the passage expanded? Yes, Roy?
Ma'am, the text was expanded by citing example of deadly chemicals.
Okay, Roy, kindly read out the examples of these deadly chemicals under the greenhouse effect and under the holes in the ozone layer.
Deadly chemicals under greenhouse effect, there are carbon dioxide, methane, nitrogen oxide, and the deadly chemicals under the holes in the ozone layer, they are CFC.
Okay, can I ask for another volunteer who can read the remaining examples under air pollution and water pollution? Yes, Fanny.
The deadly chemicals under the air pollution, they are sulfur dioxide, ammonia, and nitrogen oxide. While in the water pollution, they are sulfur dioxide, ammonia, nitrogen oxide, and the poor waste disposal.
Okay, thank you. What is therefore one way of expanding a passage? Judith?
By giving examples, ma'am.
That's a good observation, Judith. Another way of expanding a passage? Yes, Lisa.
Ma'am, through enumeration.
Can you come forward and point at the enumerated items?
The students were good, weren't they? Notice how the teacher called the attention of the class to exemplification and enumeration as features of expanded passages. We'll go back to the classroom and see the rest of the lesson after a station break. Don't go away. observe the next classroom scene, I'd like you to watch for the difference between and among stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. Likewise, notice how the teacher does the integration of skills.
Class, now that you have completed the diagram, I now would like to ask you to write a paragraph based on the items that you have slotted in. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please get one whole sheet of pad paper.
What did the teacher ask the students to do? Yes, she made them transfer information from a diagram to a text. This is one way of finding out whether the students could approximate or maximize the original text based on the information they had on hand. This is one skill which students need to facilitate learning. We call it information transfer. How did the teacher achieve integration? She asked the class to listen, to speak, and to write. Let's look at these scenes once again.
Now that you have completed the diagram, I now would like to ask you to write a paragraph based on the items that you have slotted in. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please get one whole sheet of pad paper.
So you see, you can teach other skills such as speaking and writing with listening as a takeoff. Let's go back to the classroom and see the last segment of the lesson where the teacher exposes the class to the full-blown text.
Class, I would like you to listen to the same passage, but this time it is longer than the first and the second versions. Okay? As you listen to the full-blown text, I would like you to fill in the missing information in this grid. As you can very well notice, there are 4 headings to this grid. These are problem, cause, effect, and solution.
What did the teacher this time ask the students to use? Yes, a grid. What is a grid for? How different is it from a tree diagram? Both of them are thought organizers. A tree diagram enables the learner to see samples and enumerated items, while a grid makes the learner categorize items under appropriate headings. It also makes him or her see cause and effect relationships. These thought organizers serve as tools in facilitating learning. Let's go back to the classroom and see how the teacher conducts stage 3.
Are you ready, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will play the tape.
Just like you, the planet Earth needs to stay in good health in order to function at its best. Without good health, the Earth wouldn't be able to do good things for us. Sadly, some of the things we do make this Earth sick. As a result, all of us are affected. We have to do something to save the Earth. How can we do that? What exactly shall we do? First, we have to be familiar with the specific environmental problems. They are as follows: the greenhouse effect, the holes in the ozone layer, air pollution, and water pollution. Next, we must understand what causes them. The greenhouse effect is created by gases such as carbon dioxide from burning gasoline and wood, methane from rotting garbage, nitrogen oxide from vehicles, and chlorofluorocarbon or CFCs from plastic and styrofoam buildup that pollute the atmosphere. Why are there holes in the ozone layer? The culprit is the same chemical which causes the greenhouse effect called chlorofluorocarbons or CFCs. When CFCs from plastic and foam packaging are released, they interact with sunlight and produce chlorine atoms which can destroy thousands of ozone molecules, creating holes in the ozone layer. Air pollution is created by the following chemicals: sulfur from industrial factories, ammonia from the evaporation of waste products from factory farm, and nitrogen oxide from exhaust gases of vehicles. These air pollutants mix with rain as they fall to earth as acid rain. Thus, the same pollutants also cause water pollution. In addition, poor waste disposal also pollutes water. Then we should know the bad effects of environmental pollution to man. Man's sufferings from pollution are as follows. Hundreds of rainforests die. People suffer from respiratory diseases and intestinal problems. Finally, we must see what problems are related so we can find common solutions. For example, acid rain, global warming, or greenhouse effect, and air pollution all result from vehicles and electric power plants. So we can help by driving cars efficiently and using energy wisely. Air pollution and global warming are caused by the destruction of trees. So, avoid burning. We must plant trees and save the forest. The holes in the ozone layer are caused by chlorofluorocarbons or CFCs. We can help by not using plastic and styrofoam packaging. Water pollution calls for proper waste disposal and waste management like recycling. By being aware of these environmental problems and offering solutions about them, we can save this earth.
Wasn't that exhausting, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Pat, kind of tell us, which of the three versions was the longest?
The full-blown version, of course, ma'am. Why? Because it contains many more details than the first and second version.
Good answer, Pat. Anything else? Yes, Eric?
Well, for one thing, the full-blown text is clearer due to the specific explanations added to every paragraph and regarding cause, effect, and solution.
Very good, Eric. Now, when you were taking down the notes, did you retain the information that you used in stage 2? Yes, Kevin?
Yes, ma'am, I did. I mean, I retained all the information I used in stage 2, especially the immersion of dangerous chemicals.
Very good, Kevin. Kevin, kindly fill in the grid. Write down the information that you got from the tape. Okay, thank you very much, Kevin. That was very good. Now, class, let us look at the completed grid. Okay, let us read out some of the information written under the different headings, under problem, cause, effect, and solution. Mention only one example for each. Okay, can I call on Jenny, and then Danica, and then Phoebe? Yes, Jenny?
One of the problems is the greenhouse effect that is caused by such chemicals like carbon dioxide from burning of gasoline and wood. Too much heat is the effect. The solution is to drive cars efficiently and use energy wisely.
Very good. Danica?
Another problem is the creation of holes in the ozone layer, and it can bring about skin diseases. So, one solution to this is to avoid using plastic foam.
Phoebe?
The problem, ma'am, is air pollution is caused by industrial smoke. This can cause respiratory diseases and can be avoided by planting more trees.
Very good.
What was stage 3 of the approach about? What activities did the teacher make her students to do? We'll note the answers to these questions when we return. Let's describe stage 3 of the approach and the activities the teacher made her students to do. She made them do the following. First, she made them listen to the full-blown text. Second, She made them identify the details added to the first and second versions. And third, she made them enter these details in the grid. One problem which you will likely encounter when you conduct stage 3 is the lengthiness of the text. What you can do is to give your students 2 or 3 exposures to the text. This will certainly depend on the capability of her students to do the test, but it can be done. Please remember that the tree diagram and the grid are thought organizers. What is common in them? Both tools aid in acquiring transcoding skills, the skills needed by learners to draw examples, to enumerate, to categorize items, and to establish cause and effect relationships. The tree diagram is used to show examples and enumerated items. The grid, on the other hand, shows categorized items under appropriate headings. There is yet a third thought organizer which can help develop transcoding skills in the learner. This is the flow chart. Please refer to the TSM for a thorough discussion of this.
So, avoid burning. We must plant trees and save the forest.
Why? Because it contains many more details than the first and second versions.
The full-blown text is clearer due to the specific explanations added to every paragraph.
Did you see any integration done by the teacher? In what instances was this seen in stage 3? What did you observe? You saw that the students listened to the text. They answered the teacher's questions and they wrote down their answers and slotted them in the grid. Was it a while listening activity too? Yes, it was. The teacher made her students identify the supporting details as they listened to the text. Let's go back to the classroom and see how the teacher conducts the last segment of the lesson. That is the post-listening activity.
Now that we have realized the importance of exemplification, enumeration, and categorization as tools in understanding a text, I am sure that you are very well prepared for this next assignment. Class, what I would like you to do is to read the full-blown text. And as you read it, cross-check the pieces of information that you have gathered from the previous listening activity. You may go back to the grid and indicate the specific paragraph from which you obtained the information. And secondly, I want you to conduct interviews with people from your neighborhood, asking them for suggestions on how to save Mother Earth. Be sure to write a report on the results of this interview, okay? That we will have a discussion next week. Yes, Lisa? How many persons should I interview? And should I interview the old or the young? Those are very good questions, Lisa. Actually, you can interview a minimum of 4 people and a maximum of 9 to 10 people. They may be old and they may be young. Any more questions?
What did you see in the classroom situation? Well, you saw the following. The teacher gave the class tasks to do at home. One was to reread the full-blown text to cross-check the information they had entered in their grids. The other one was for the students to conduct interviews with their neighbors, asking for suggestions on how to save Mother Earth. The third task was for students to make a written and an oral report of the results of the interview. How do we call these listening activities? We call them post-listening activities. They either reinforce or enrich previously acquired knowledge and skills. Was there integration done by the teacher in the last segment? Yes, there was. She made her students reread the full-blown text to extract information and made them interview people and write a report on the results of the interview. Once again, you saw the integration of the 3 macro skills: reading, speaking, and writing with listening as takeoff. Let's make a recap of what we have talked about today. We said that, first, the stage-by-stage approach can be used to develop effective listening skills. This approach caters to short and long texts. Second, the stage-by-stage approach develops transcoding skills among learners by using information maps or thought organizers such as the tree diagram and the grid. Third, the stage-by-stage approach follows 3 stages. Stage 1, where the summary of the text is presented. Here, the listener focuses only on the following. First, the main topic. 2, claims about the topic. 3, key points about the claims. And 4, signals used with the key points. Now, stage 2, where the text is in expanded form. It is expanded by, first, enumeration, and 2, exemplification. Stage 3, where the text is heard in its full-blown form. This form contains specific details about the key points which make it clearer than the expanded version. All throughout the 3 stages, the teacher can employ the integration of listening with speaking, reading, and writing. I'm sure you were able to gather insights from today's episode. Why don't you try some of these strategies and techniques you have learned in this lesson? Please always refer to the TSM for points of clarification and further explanation of certain issues. In the next episode, you will be taught how to test listening. Don't miss that episode because it clinches the listening component of this English 12 course. So, once again, this is May Fernandez Legaspi saying goodbye and happy teaching!